Welcome back to the Beige Flag, everyone. I'm your great host, Adam Tahir, and with us we have Haley, who's laughing for some reason.
Wow, I went from great co-host to just Haley, but all right.
When you only do episodes once every 2 weeks and you keep on ditching, that's what happens, right?
Okay, I've been demoted. It's fine, whatever. I guess since we've gone 2 weeks without an episode, we need a recap. So how have you been doing?
I've been doing great. Wait. Sorry, I have a bone to pick with. I think it's because I've been so frustrated seeing everything on TikTok. Everybody just keeps on complaining, and I think the more you complain, the higher like your view count is. So everybody just keeps on complaining, especially when they talk about Jason Nash and being on like TikTok live all the time. Have you seen those things?
I've not.
Oh, then I'm assuming you're not on TikTok as much as I am.
I'm not on that side of TikTok. Jason Nash is like the YouTuber, right?
Yeah, the Vlog Squad YouTuber turned into TikToker because he's on TikTok live 8 hours a day.
Holy crap.
Doing battles and like getting payments.
Battles like video game?
No, if you do a TikTok battle, people have to give you like prizes for you to be able to win. So he's asking people, which is like mostly like teens for like, and
money?
this is like a 50-year-old asking. But anyways, my issue is people keep complaining how expensive everything has become and it's like unaffordable to live. I get that. I feel that too. But like the issue is, what skills do I have that gonna give me 200-300K a year? I'm not a programmer. I don't have any technical skills.
You're a podcaster.
I'm a podcaster who does like my own editing because I can afford an editor.
Yeah, but you do good editing.
Yeah.
You are a good editor. You should be an editor for like other podcasts.
Yeah, but those people don't make a lot of money because the skills is gonna be taken over by AI. I was like, there's
That's
a lot
true.
of cheap labor. So it's just like people also don't understand, like if you don't, people who are also like plumbing businesses or constructions, right? They get paid a little bit more than your office 9 to 5 people now because they have something skill that people actually require and requires a lot of expertise.
Yeah.
So unless you have some like actual skills that's gonna pay you that big amount of money that you say you need to like to be able to afford a good life, I don't think you have any reason to complain. Like you and I sit at like a desk most of the time in like a really nice office where the heating and AC is really great. There's chairs.
The heating is not great. It's always cold.
Okay, but I think they keep it cold so that I don't know why they keep it cold.
They do keep it cold because it's run by a man, and men's body temperature is naturally more warm. I swear, it's a thing. You can look it up. Women are always cold in corporate offices.
So do you bring a blanket with you?
I should, honestly. I thought about Costco had like these big Snuggie things for like $10. I almost bought one because I was like, this would be nice. But I don't know if that's professional.
Yeah. No, I used to have like a manager who would she would sit in that side of the office where it was like super cold by herself, and then she would have like a blanket, and then she would always have like one of those really warm like coffee mugs to keep her hands warm all the time.
Oh my gosh.
So but besides that, you and I like are very privileged to be like sitting where it's like the job is just not very taxing on your body overall. Like if you're a plumber, construction worker, or like someone doing something with your hands, it's like takes your toll over time. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that just means like how much you get paid at the end is like what you bring to the table.
Okay, but then there's people that did a job like us, right? And then just got lucky and are making a crap ton of money.
Doing what?
The exact same thing we are, or less.
What do you mean?
Like, the billionaires, the CEOs, the people that...
Yeah, but they had a unique idea.
Not necessarily. No, like, yes, entrepreneurs, that's a unique idea. Yeah. But if you're just someone who, like, works your way up the corporate ladder to CEO...
Oh, you mean that position.
Like, CEO of Boeing or something. He didn't found Boeing. He just worked his way up.
Yeah, but, like, to get to that point, he put in 35 years... He wasn't CEO from day one. His daddy didn't just go like, hey.
Okay, but there are people that are CEOs much younger.
Yeah, sure. Unless you're born rich or you have like a really unique idea where you're the entrepreneur of like Facebook at the age of like 22. I don't think you can complain, but that's 1 in a billion. Right? That's like 0.01.
I don't know, because there's 8 billion people, and I think there's more than 8 billionaires. But
there's like 2,400 billionaires, so like, but still, I'm saying...
There's going to be the first trillionaire soon.
Well, no, the richest person in the world is like 250, right? So he has to quadruple his net worth.
Yeah, but with like the way things are going up.
Okay.
Anyways, what does this have to do with dating, Adam? Are you dating a billionaire that I don't know about?
No, I wish I was dating a billionaire because then this podcast would be a lot more interesting. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying people need to stop a little less complaining and put in a little more efforts to like expand their skill set so that they can pay it a lot more.
Okay, but has this podcast not been like 50% you complaining about dating?
I know, and I'm like sick of tired of hearing myself complain all the time now.
Okay, so no more complaining.
No, I'm still gonna complain because this is my 1 hour of venting a week. I can't.
But then how can you get mad at other people complaining because maybe it's their 1 hour of venting a week?
No, because I see them complaining all the time. Or maybe it's just like the algorithm recognize I like complaining and watch a lot of complaining, so it shows me a lot of people complaining.
I don't see that much complaining. I see more drama.
Oh.
World cruise ship drama?
What happened to World Cruise Ship?
I don't know. I actually haven't been on TikTok recently, but there was drama the last time I checked. It's probably gone now.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so switching back to dating, which is like a lot more interesting. I've been reading this like article that came out by Bumble, and Bumble was telling me that they worked with like this psychologist, and they were talking about this concept where it's called parallel playtime.
Parallel playtime?
Yeah, it's like it's exactly what it's called.
Wait. Just think about that. Just think about that.
Playtime means like for kids playtime, right?
Okay, if it's coming from Bumble, that's not the first thing I would think of, right?
What do you think? Oh, now it hits me. But I think
exactly what you think of. Okay.
No, but anyway. Okay. Anyways, going back to it. So the concept says, Haley, you're a grown up.
It's parallel playtime. Okay. So what is parallel playtime if it's not what everyone
Yeah,
thinks?
it's not rated out as you're saying, but this is the entire concept. What you do is if you're in a relationship, you have to have some like individualistic time, which means that even though if you are together all the time, you need to like do activities where you are together but also doing your own thing. So it says that if you could be you could both be listening to music, one person could be listening to music, the other a podcast. You could be reading separate books, like, but if you're in the same vicinity, but you should have like or you could be doing your own hobbies, like if you're a creative, you could be painting on your own time in the same area, but it says that it's really important for you to have that own little like space, because it's affects or builds up over time. And then I think it made sense to me because then I thought about my parents. It's like even though they were living in the same house, they both have separate things going on the weekend all the time.
Okay, so I have a couple questions about this. One, how is you being in the same vicinity like important? Like, what if someone was painting like in the garage?
No, it doesn't have to be.
The person is watching TV in the living room.
It says that if you have to be in the same vicinity, it's important to have a separate thing going on.
Okay, so why would you always be in the same vicinity?
Because what if someone lives in like a one bedroom like this place, and then they don't have a lot of space, they don't have like 2-3 bedrooms to like do off their own thing.
Okay, so okay, I see.
Like, because also a lot of more people are living in like smaller and smaller places. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then when do you think that this parallel playtime like should come into play in a relationship?
I feel like 6 months. Together? I feel like 6 months into a relationship is like a good indicator, because the 6 months is the honeymoon period where you like being with each other at all times. But then after that, I feel like it just starts wearing off.
Right, because I was thinking if you're like maybe a month into seeing someone and then like, I don't know, you just start doing your own thing, that to me would signal like disinterest at that stage. But then I can see like if you're in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, like.
But I don't know where that line.
Do you have parallel playtime with your boyfriend?
I don't know.
Like, but what do you guys do when you're like hanging out? Do you guys like hang out at the same time, or do you like spend like be in the same place, or you could be looking at your phone doing separate things?
This podcast is not about my relationship.
But you're the one that's in a relationship, right?
Tell me about your relationships. Like when you've been in a relationship.
See, I was really bad at that.
You always needed to be doing the same thing?
Yeah, but then I would just get frustrated, but I'm like, I don't have my weekends to me anymore. And then that would just lead to me being in a bad mood, and then I wouldn't be able to know why I'm in a bad mood, and then I would just be like, then I would be mad at the other person for not having my alone time, but I wouldn't tell them like I need my alone time.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So this is why I don't schedule dates on the weekends now.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. So, interesting concept.
Exactly. So you can't dodge this question. So what do you guys do then?
I don't know. I feel like
It's just a simple question. You can just tell me, what do you guys do usually?
I think that like at the frequency which we see each other, for the most part, like we're doing stuff together.
Okay.
Like sometimes we're both on our phones, like doing separate things, but I'd say for the most part, like we're doing the same activity, watching the same show.
Are you guys like pretty outdoorsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hikes.
You guys do hikes?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Skiing, I understand. The hike part, I don't know.
I mean, not so much in the winter, but yeah.
Okay.
Danny wants my tea.
Yeah. What is she
Like
licking?
licking her lips.
You have Tao tea? Why can't you have like loose leaf tea instead of like...
I wish I could have loose leaf tea.
Why? I can just give you some of
He
mine.
loves it. Okay, so what's our next topic? Parallel playtime. That was a fun one.
Parallel playtime is pretty... Okay. Also, it says that people... You know how like when you go on first date, they say like some topics are should not be asked on the first date,
Yeah.
like religion, like politics, marriage, etc. But it says that people on a first date, 60% of people now are talking about their values on a first date.
60%?
Yeah, that's a really high
Wow.
number. When I say values, they're like what matters most to them and like who they are. And it's also like people when they used to go on dates before, they would used to put on their best persona, right? Basically a mask on, like make them appear more confident and more cool than they actually are. People are like also talking about their mental health issues on the first date,
Wow.
which I think is like a good thing, because then you feel like you're in a relationship with that person and then you see that side and then makes you question everything. So if you have that information beforehand, you can go ahead and like try to figure out what's happening.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'm guessing these aren't ice cream dates.
I feel like I used to talk about my values on an ice cream date. I would
In
talk,
like what sense? Like how would you?
I would be like, what matters most? What do you think is like a deal breaker in a person? I would ask like, what's like a actual deal breaker, and what's like a funny thing that would make you like a deal. Like for me, a funny would be like if they wake up after 9 a.m. on the weekends.
Right.
Would
What's
be-
the actual?
I feel like someone that's not compassionate or just doesn't. But I feel like then I have to define what means compassionate to me, right? If someone
Yeah.
doesn't care about like the world in like a holistic sense, or are not very kept up to date on like what's happening around places, or they're just like in their own world, that just really bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me, but it's just like I feel like now I'm at a stage. I also feel really guilty these days for being happy for some reason.
Okay.
But I feel like that's not very healthy. But I expect my partner to be like, well, like know what's happening, read the news, or like keep up with things.
Okay, yeah. No, I think that's good. I think there's definitely like fun ways to bring things up on the first date. I think if you are like, so how do you feel about like marriage on the first date? That would scare me off a little bit. But I think, yeah, bring it up like, oh, what's a funny deal breaker and like what's a serious deal breaker? I think those are really good things to talk about, especially if you're meeting online. So you already kind of have a baseline of like knowledge about the person, or if you're like, yeah, I think that's kind of cool. 60% though, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like people who are dating right now have been like more in touch with like know what they really want. Also, people are like very impatient. They don't want to take it to a second or third date without just bringing it out all in the open.
That's true. It's expensive. Yeah.
It is very expensive to go on a first date. That's why I barely go on anything.
Yeah, I know you've really cut back, but Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes, I do need to buy a few people flowers.
A few. Ooh.
I just need to keep like make sure like everybody feels
The
like
roster is
every-
satisfied.
everybody just feels like that somebody's caring for them, right?
Okay.
But also, I heard this concept is called Scrooging. It's,
Okay.
It's called breaking up with someone before Christmas so you don't have to buy them a present, which I think makes perfect sense. Why? Also because that person if you don't think that person's right for you, why introduce them to your family and like go through all the festivities together? So I think there should be also like, I think it's called, I'll call it Cupiding, is breaking up with someone right before. The anti-Cupid.
Yeah, the anti-Cupid makes more sense.
Right before Valentine's.
Yeah, but I don't think Valentine's is as big. But there is, like, Scrooging, there is kind of like that date
Yes.
where you kind of have to be like, I think it's before Thanksgiving, though. If it's
Really?
someone you've been seeing for, like, a while, I'd say, like, 4 months or more, you need to make that decision before Thanksgiving.
Oh, for me it's December 8th. Then like,
Really?
yeah, because it still gives you like 2.5 weeks
Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I guess it also depends, like, if you're not doing Thanksgiving together.
So have you broken up with someone right before Christmas?
No.
So you'll go through Christmas even. Then did you break up right after New Year's? Or New Year's
No.
Day? I feel like New Year's Day you can break up
New
with
Year's Day, I think, is a really big... I saw that on TikTok a
What?
lot. Like, a big breakup day.
Yes, because everybody wants to start off the New Year's correctly, right? And also, what do you think of New Year's as like, I was on a date, and I asked this person, like, they asked me what's my favorite holiday was, and then in response, I asked them, what's your least favorite holiday?
Okay. My favorite holiday is Leap Day. And apparently nobody celebrates it. But it's like the coolest holiday. It's like a free day. It's an extra day. in
Do you
that
get the
year
work
of your
off though?
life.
But do you get the work day off?
You might. I don't know. I feel like you should because
The 29th of Feb, yeah.
Every other year they're not paying you for that day. So why do they get a free day this year from you?
A
for
free
your
day of
work?
labor? I think
Yeah.
it's more about the rotation of like the
Okay,
Earth on its
whatever.
axis bus.
It's an extra day in your life. Like, you should absolutely celebrate
So
that.
what are you gonna do this leap year?
It's on a Thursday. I don't know. Plans are still being solidified, but it is on my radar. Anyway, I don't know what my least favorite holiday is. Maybe, I don't know.
Everybody needs to have a least favorite holiday. Like
Yeah,
on
you're right. Maybe Valentine's Day.
I feel like okay, there's a lot of like pressure. I think my
Valentine's
least
Day is
favorite.
also just kind of cringe.
Oh, mine is like probably I'll get a lot of slack for this, but Easter for some reason.
You're not a big Easter fan?
I think
can see that. I'm not a huge Easter fan either.
I think it's also because like during all the other holidays you get like that time off, right?
Right.
With Easter, it's just on a Sunday, and then if you're spending time, you're just on Monday. You're just super tired to go to
Yeah.
work
The past few years, I don't even think I've recognized that it was Easter.
until the day of.
Or even on the day of, like, look at halfway through the day and be like, oh, this store is closed. That's weird. I guess it's Easter.
Well, I guess Haley doesn't like eating chocolate bunnies.
No, I love chocolate bunnies. Don't get me wrong. But I get those after Easter because they're on sale,
Oh,
obviously.
also from Costco, right? Costco has those.
I'm a big See's candy fan, but
See, I don't understand the appeal of See's candy.
really, for like chocolate Santas and chocolate bunnies, that's kind of the only thing I would get from there. But so good.
I don't consider them real candy.
It's like chocolate.
But it's just like
You don't like candy.
no, but it's also like I don't consider the chocolate to be good chocolate.
Oh, I think it's good chocolate. What is the best chocolate? Like, if you were gonna buy a girl you were really into chocolates, what would you be like? This is the creme de la creme.
Oh, that's such a hard question, though.
I know.
My favorite one I've ever had was this packet of chocolates I got in Belgium. It's
Of course.
It's called the King Leopold chocolate. Like, you know the brand?
I think I've heard of that. Yes.
That was like probably some of the best chocolate I've ever had in my life. And I feel like if I buy, and you can buy it in America for, like, you can just buy it off like stores. But if I have to buy someone, that's the chocolate I would go for because
Yeah.
it's like it's just smooth as a taste. It has the chocolate hint. I'm a dark chocolate fan, so it's not milk chocolate, it's dark chocolate. Which
Okay.
I don't think milk chocolate or white chocolate should exist, but that's my opinion. But
We'll agree to disagree there.
I think anything below 70% cacao is not
Oh
real
my
chocolate.
goodness.
But
Okay.
you get the King Leopold chocolate, and I think it's like $30. If I need to really get, that reminds me, I do need to order a few of those.
Well, I'm glad we had this discussion. Interesting.
Yeah. So what are you gonna be doing Thanksgiving then?
Thanksgiving. That's
Sorry,
the one.
Valentine's Day. Isn't it also your first 1 year anniversary almost?
We don't have one of those. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways.
I really want to get our really close friend back up and again into like the dating scene. I think he needs, you know who I'm talking about.
Is it based on your calculations? It going to take him 3.5 years to get over?
No, it was what? Oh yeah.
So I think 3 months is more reasonable.
Well, so it's been more than 3 months now.
No, 3 months per year.
Oh, that's still gonna take him a year and a half to get through this. Yeah, I can do one math, right? Yeah. But I really want him to go out, and I want to help him like get more dating experience, because he's only dated one person in his entire life.
Yeah, that was wild when we had him on the podcast, and it was like, you literally weren't an adult. Like, you haven't dated at all as an adult. That's crazy.
So...
But he has to be ready. Like, you can't really force that.
But I don't know how I'm gonna help him like set up, because how is he gonna know how to act on a first date?
He's a very like social, kind person.
I know he's a social
guy,
but dating and meeting
we can go sit at a different table and watch.
And then just like, what if you put a mic inside like his earphones and like listen and like give him comments on like what to say?
Or, You'd honestly probably be pretty good at that.
What?
But no, he'll be fine on his own.
Yeah, but meeting a new person as a friend and then meeting a new person as a dating partner is two very different things.
I think you kind of have to think of it as you're just meeting a new friend, though.
What? Why? I feel like, but
For
then you
first
just
date?
no. I have this separate friend who does this mistake every single time. He meets a new person, he gives off the friend vibes, and then he gets friend zoned. And there's no moving after this. We've tried to set him up with 5 different people over the last 2 months. Same exact answer every single time.
Okay, I think there's a difference between acting like a friend and like making the mental connection. Like, okay, I'm just going to like meet a new person, right? But like a person you can be flirty with.
But like you have to raise them up. That's one other thing I learned recently.
What?
Raising.
You learned that recently?
Yeah.
Dang, I feel like I learned that like a year ago, and I felt like I was late to the game.
Well, I'm also turning 29 this year, so. Anyway, so you're saying you have to give that mental connection?
Yeah, I think you have to just not like psych yourself out over like, oh my gosh, it's a date. I haven't done one of these like ever, right? You have to just kind of. Yeah, you just have to like calm yourself down.
No way, you can't calm yourself.
You can't go to a first date and be like super stressed.
I am super stressed 100% of the time on the first date.
Well, maybe that's why it doesn't work.
It's just, you don't know from like a person, I feel like I see myself more in him. So I can understand why he would be stressed.
You think you guys are like the same person because you were born on the same day, but that's not how it works.
I think that's like, I think he and I have a lot of similarities though.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think you're that similar.
No, not really, but...
But you see him as like the same as you.
Yeah.
You're like, I can tell what he's thinking. I can tell what he's feeling.
But I do sometimes. He can't understand.
He's just a very like empathetic person. I think he understands for everyone. Okay.
But anyways, so I do want to set up, get him going on like, so he knows how to interact with people on a first date. And it's like going out, meeting someone in Cap Hill is very different than an actual like sit down coffee or dinner date.
Right.
And that's gonna like, and I don't even know where to get started, so I'll need to come up with ideas.
Yeah. I mean, we were at a party and I feel like he was rizzing a girl up.
She had a boyfriend, so there was no rizzing after that.
But he did, before he knew that, he was doing really well.
Okay. Anyways, I'll figure it out.
I think he's gonna have no issues when he decides that he's ready.
But how long is that gonna be? Because
probably a year-ish.
But what if I'm like not there to help him? What if it's too late?
All right, Baron, if you're listening to this, Adam might be dying, apparently.
I'm not dying. I'm just saying.
You need to get on the dating game.
Yes. Do it for me, Baron. Do it for me.
All right.
Okay. Besides that, I think also, hopefully we can get back to like a weekly schedule if Haley doesn't keep on ditching us. But I think we covered a lot today. I have a lot more to think about. So we'll be back with our regular programming every week, and I hope Haley can meet our discuss dates. With that, do you have any last words, Haley?
No, nothing from me.
As I expected. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
The Beige Flag.